Beekeeper is directed by David Ayer and stars Jason Statham as a beekeeper.
Okay, I'll stop the impression. I know it sucks, it's just, I had to get it out of my system for the love of God. But yeah, The Beekeeper is a new action movie that was released in January, so I didn't have very high hopes for it, and also I'm not a big fan of David Ayer anyway as it is, but it was kind of a ridiculous concept, so I was willing to give it a shot. And honestly, the first 30 minutes or so of this movie I found rather entertaining. Jason Statham plays this guy who has a mysterious past, but now is kind of retired, and now he's helping out like old ladies with their beehive infestation problems. But when his client slash neighbor ends up getting horribly scammed, he goes on sort of a revenge path, and the movie kind of escalates and goes into a lot of different directions from there. But that chunk of the movie, Jason Statham getting revenge for this old lady he had a connection with, I found to be, again, really entertaining. Not that it was exceptional in any way, especially not on a filmmaking level, but I was chuckling at it and I was having fun with myself. And while the action wasn't exactly great, like it wasn't awful, but it just wasn't impressive by any means, I was thinking to myself, you know what, this is a harmless movie and it knows exactly what it is, and it's kind of having fun with itself. And even though it wasn't creative necessarily, like when I'm thinking of like a beekeeper action movie protagonist like this, I'm thinking you should push the ridiculousness even further, like have an illegal honey trade, but it's like honey laced with drugs and they end up fucking him over and killing his family or something. Like that would be funny and really entertaining and kind of, you know, relating to him being a beekeeper, but instead it's him going after, you know, internet scammers that are scamming old people and stealing loads of money. And while that in alone is a decent concept for a villain in an action movie and something that's easy to get you to hate them because that's a pressing issue in the real world, I don't know if it was the best choice for like a beekeeper action movie premise. I don't really see what the two have to do with each other. Not long after the first 30 minutes or so, the movie quickly became really boring to me and focused on a lot of boring FBI shit. And when it focused on Josh Hutcherson and Jeremy Irons, who were like the villains of the movie, they were honestly really bland to me. And even though these are good actors for sure, like I've seen them good in other things, there was just nothing impressive about what I saw from them in this film. And the movie would cut away from Jason Statham's character throughout large chunks of the movie, and then there would be moments where there would be a glimmer of something awesome, and then it would just go away within a second. And you know, honestly, like the last hour of this movie was a fucking drag. And the action just wasn't nearly good enough to make any of it worth it. I have no idea why a fun concept of Jason Statham being a badass beekeeper on a revenge path had to take itself so goddamn seriously. Like it wasn't for the first 30 minutes, and there are even other parts where it's having fun with itself. I don't know why it becomes this FBI plot out of nowhere. It's just so uninteresting. I do have to admit there is a really great fight scene towards the very end of the film that's pretty brutal actually, and I was invested for about 2 minutes there at the end, and then I just quickly got bored again, and then the movie sort of ended, and I was like, yeah, that kind of sucked. I've heard other people online saying that they thought this was really fun, or at least great on a so bad it's good kind of level. I can't say I really was able to have much fun with it beyond that first act of the movie. This isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but I definitely don't want to watch it again, and I certainly wouldn't recommend it. Overall, I would give The Beekeeper a 3 out of 10. I know that's really low, but yeah, most of the movie I was just kind of dreading watching it and hoping it would end. So yeah, kind of like you're probably hoping for this video to end right now, which it will in 3, 2,